Welcome to Light and Love Box. You are part of a growing community bringing peace, possibility, and prosperity to help transform our world with light and love. My name is Tracy Anderson,
My name is Joe Courier.
and today we have author Ana Cortez with us here again today. Welcome.
Thank you.
We love having you, Ana.
Oh, likewise. I love being here.
So, this next box coming up, we drew from the Doors of Somlipith, the Nine of Hearts, which is Bluebeard. And we've seen Bluebeard on this journey before, but he showed up as a gate card, which, we've explained in several other videos, but basically gate cards are the timekeepers with the sun. And have kind of guided the body of the healing story that we tell each month. Here's Kat. This is Nala. So anyway, this month, okay, so let me show you Bluebeard. I will put it up on the screen very clearly, but we also drew the Rune Fehu, which I don't know, my nail might be kind of in the way a bit there. But anyway, this is what we actually drew when we did the ritual together to prepare for these boxes in this saga series. The gate cards for this time was the 4, 5, and 6 of hearts. So anyone watching this, probably the very first thing that you notice right away is a lot of hearts happened.
Oh, yeah.
Ana, can you kind of explain a little bit what happens when you see so many hearts in a particular spread?
So many cards in a particular
hearts, yeah.
Yeah. So that's very natural as we're in Scorpio right now, which is a water sign. Heart suit is the water suit. And so it's bringing up, in this particular case, all of our emotional energy, and it's asking us to tune into that and factor that in to the way that we're focusing our daily lives, So yeah, I mean, anytime there's a whole bunch of one suit, it's definitely taking your attention to that area of life, that part of ourselves.
Okay. So, Joe, I'm really hoping you can kind of talk about your observation that you had with particularly Bluebeard and the Rune Fehu, because that literally lit a spark, because I was having trouble kind of seeing, okay, why did Fehu come out with Bluebeard? And I think you nailed it right on the head, what that true connection is.
Well, in preparing for this month's box and looking at the saga, I looked at Bluebeard very closely. And one of the things that I noticed is that he's holding a key. And in fact, he's holding a key that is on a cord, and it's over here on his right. But the key is similar to this one. And what I noticed is then the rune that we had pulled, Fehu, was almost identical, as if you just took the top part of the key and reversed it. So there was like a mirror image, as if, we've talked about mirror images before. So it's looking at both sides of something, knowing that what happens here is happening equally here, as above, so below, in all of those things. So I didn't think that it was a coincidence. I really felt like there was a connection. And this is getting to be towards the end of the saga. We're looking at kind of the culmination of everything that has happened so far within this journey. And looking at that, it seemed to me that, again, it was no coincidence that all the hearts came out together.
Mhm.
And so in this month's box, you're not only going to get the key that is very reminiscent on the cord of what Bluebeard is holding, but we're also sending what it ultimately means. And if you can read this, it says love, because hearts are all about love. And we've talked
Mhm.
so much in other boxes and in other dialogues about love starts with loving yourself and
Mhm.
just being okay with every part of you. And then from that, moving on to the acceptance of every part of yourself. And when you do that, then you can begin to extend and become that beacon. And that's a big part of this month's box, being a beacon of light, being a beacon of love and helping others, because ultimately that's what we've shared, that is our belief, at least my belief, that we come so that we can help not only ourselves, but in a greater portion, just being of service and being that beacon to help others as they move through their path in their life.
Mhm. Well, one of the things that was very, very interesting to me when I really started digging into the meaning of Fehu, it is all about, you know, most people are like, oh, well, that's the rune of abundance. But if you really look into it, true abundance is achieved when you actually share and are generous with your time, your talents, your money, whatever that is, with others. That's when true abundance is actually achieved, is when you help others and when you share with others. And I really believe that Bluebeard is the call to make that switch to service of others and
Mhm.
sharing with others so that you can unlock that, unlock with the
Yeah.
key.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
But
you
it's
unlock
reciprocal.
that potential. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always reciprocal. When you give, it seems like it comes back to you, and the expression goes tenfold. It's the abundance of being able to give and have the recognition, the abundance of gratitude, the abundance of being of service, all of those things combined.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think it just, even though I didn't know right away, it was interesting, like as things kind of started unfolding, like, wow, this was a very synergistic combination of
Mhm.
the card and the room together.
Mhm. Wow.
And look at Bluebeard. Bluebeard is the 9 of hearts. And
Mhm.
Anna, I'm sure you can speak more to this than I can, but for me, 9 is always a very spiritually oriented number.
Mhm. It's the final number. It's the last root number before you start over with the 0 and the 1. So it's the culmination of everything. It's our final lessons,
Mhm.
its finality in all kinds of ways. So it really is the ultimate calling, the ultimate purpose, and the ultimate challenge, right? To be, in Bluebeard's case, to be so selfless,
Mhm.
within this suit of emotion,
Mhm.
which is so powerful.
And then, as you said, the 9 is the culmination, which leads to obviously a new beginning of some kind.
Mhm.
And a lot of the contents, a lot of the stones and things that are coming in the box also connect to that.
Mhm.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Fehu also about new beginnings?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It is also about new beginnings.
Yeah. So for every ending, there has to be a new beginning, and you get to choose what
Right.
that new beginning is going to look like. Where is your attention? Where is your heart? Where is it that you want to direct your time, your talent, your energy, and all of those things? And I think Bluebeard in the Suit of Hearts is the perfect way to be a guide.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Very interesting. Yeah, I love all those reflections. You know, Fehu is this way, the key on Bluebeard is that way. We have the 9, which is endings, we have beginnings, we have all this sort of mirroring happening here. And I just think it's amazing.
Well, and what is interesting too is I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this, but it's almost palpable. It's like you can sense just energetically from a bigger picture, there is a shift, there's a major change
Mhm.
taking place.
Mm.
So I feel like working with this new beginning energy and kind of this shift in how we're moving into service of others,
Mhm.
that generosity, compassion,
Mhm.
all the things that the heart suit is bringing in. I don't know, it feels like it's completely aligned. So when we work with the full moon, I've said several times, I really do believe that when we hit the full moon, it's kind of a window into past, present, and future. It's
Mhm.
all you're working with all time. And so I don't know, I feel like this is going to be a really extremely powerful ritual to do in combination with the full moon.
Yeah.
Yep, I would agree. To me, the full moon is that which you want to remain in place. So the things that are from the past, the present, the future, it's not just one ideal or one goal. It is, what is it that needs to be held so that we become a better world, so that humanity becomes more in a place of love and just connection.
Yeah, I like what you were saying, Joe, about, the flip between, or maybe it was both Tracy too, like the flip between Bluebeard's potential of channeling that energy that he holds in a very self-focused way. It can become destructive when you have that much emotion, that much high intensity. But when we channel that into a way to be of service to others in some way, some sort of outlet that touches other people, then we also are flipping that key around. We're mirroring ourselves in redirecting that energy, that 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 heart energy toward, other people. um
And it
it
feels good.
forms, it heals us.
Yeah.
That's what the heart suit is all about,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? Mhm.
The other part of healing ourselves is, I know that with every box, we look at the aspects within ourselves that need to be reflected on, to take a realistic view of ourselves, of where we're at in life, of the shadows that we still hold on to, the emotions that we haven't been able to let go of, that we keep reliving over and
Mhm.
over. And the only way to have that new beginning is to be in that place where you're willing to look at those things and to make the observations. This is what I need to change, and not in a negative way, but in a way that creates that path forward. And
Mhm.
that's what this saga has been, that journey to help everybody who has been part of it find a guided path forward, so that you then can become the guide moving on.
Mhm. Yeah, and what an interesting time in our world for this box, really.
I've started looking at, I'm just playing with things. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I got a book about numerology. And it was all based on the Pythagorean aspect of numerology, and doing a birth chart in a way that kind of looks like a tic-tac-toe board, but taking the numbers of your birth date and plugging them in and seeing what that says about your potential personal energy as you arrive in this world. And I find it interesting. We keep talking about the heart suit, and this time in our world where we actually need more cooperation. And that's what the number 2 brings in. So everybody who was born up until 1999, they may or may not have had a 2. Starting January 1st of 2000, and for the next 1,000 years, everybody is going to have at least 1 2, the number of cooperation and partnership and wanting to be a change, if you will, but in a way that does it so it's not confrontational. It's all about this cooperative energy, and being more empathetic to things. And here we are. We keep talking about things are changing. And I think it has a lot to do with the numerology as well as the astrology of what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Something just went.
okay. Unplanned, unscripted here, people. Okay, I think the Moonfire card, is that the 2 of spades?
Two
Yes.
clubs. 2 of
2
clubs.
of clubs.
Or 2 of clubs, I mean. It's the 2. That's the next card. So
You
that's
can't make it up.
and beyond that, the one of the runes that came out with that card was Gebo, which is partnership.
Oh.
So
Very interesting that's the flow path of the cards, and that'll be the final
yeah,
final box in the saga. That's crazy.
that culmination that is leading us in every possible way to cooperative, partnered opportunities and energy.
So we can choose the low road of the 2, which is division, seeing ourselves as separate, and there's no common ground, creating that, feeding division. And then there's the possibility of seeing our relationship with others as an opportunity to create something greater than we could by ourselves. And to look for those places of cooperation. And the 2 clubs really calls us to the internal relationship that we have with ourselves. And in one of my father's decks, that card is actually called the Friends. So it's really a call to, finding our connections with others and within ourselves. So.
Oh, there's a lot about next month that I think is going to be really exciting, because I don't want to, no spoilers, but yeah.
I'm going to be sad when this saga is over. I'm feeling the ending coming, and just this, like, what a fun journey this has been with the 3 of us,
Yeah, agreed.
Well, I guess I really hope that people take away, there is a very special connection that I'm seeing over and over and over again. There is something to the connection between the runes and the cards that I have not seen in various other things. And so I would definitely encourage people that, working either with the Doors of Somlipith or the playing card oracles, I like to use both decks. I think
this playing cards specifically.
Yeah, let me see. It should be right here in my decks. Yeah, so this is the other deck that I really like to work with. Oh, sorry, it's showing backwards. But anyway, this deck here, there's different energy in every one of the cards, so I like to go back and forth, but nonetheless, I still see a very strong connection in the runes. And with the cards, it's almost like they're always speaking the same message when they come out together. And to me, that is just fascinating, like mind-blowing that happens. I mean, statistically, mathematically, that should be not possible.
Well, and then the other things that always seem to connect, the numbers, which is numerology. And then as the three of us did the ritual to pull the card and to pull the rune that went with each card, just the stone or the crystals that also said, nope, we're part of this as well. You know, it didn't happen in every month, but there's such correlation to all of those things that I think we could look at all of those aspects and just still be even in greater awe of what has been transpiring and the messages, if we would only take the time to look.
Yeah, the synergy has been pretty off the charts. And Tracy taught a rune and cards class in my online academy, just how the cards are coming together with the runes. And it was just fascinating.
Yeah, I love that it is showing itself to you, Tracy.
Yeah, it never ceases to amaze me. Like, before we even started this recording, I was telling Ana I did the Winton spread, which is done typically with a full moon. You can do it anytime, but or not full moon, new moon. Sorry, yep, new moon. So I just actually did that Winton spread for the new moon, and I could not believe it. I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled. Seriously, like shuffled. And the cards, my top 3 cards were the gate cards of this box. I could not believe
5 and 6 of hearts right in sequence.
Yes. I could not believe it. Like, that is, to me, that's insane, because like I asked what energy was in alignment for my life to the flow of the universe, like what put me into alignment. And it brought out those gate cards that are then associated with this time specifically.
Mm-hmm.
That
you
is
post that in the academy, Tracy. You have to go into the forum and post that.
Yeah, to me, that just literally blows my mind.
Well, it's confirmation of so many things that you just have to take it as confirmation, and you can't ignore it. Whatever messages come from that, you have to act on.
Yeah, sometimes the messages are so intense that you can't just chalk it up to, all with coincidence or whatever. I told Ana, like, that's like next to statistically impossible that those 3 cards are right at the top of my deck.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
The veil is thin right now. I am telling you. And I was telling Tracy before we started recording, when she told me that, I'm not surprised, because I've been seeing just the most mind-blowing spreads that are just so statistically completely, like, no way.
Yeah, they shouldn't happen.
They're happening left and right. Like, people are just like, what?
Yeah.
I think the veil is just like wet rice paper, Yeah.
So one of the other things that I'm wondering about is one of the gate cards is the castle. How many times have we seen the castle over this last year?
A lot.
I thought so.
Yeah, because
It was one of the box cards.
yep, it was February's box,
Yep.
and we've seen it a couple times in the gate cards,
Mhm.
you know, because like the very next box, it was, you know, the process of leaving the castle. Yeah.
Mm.
So, Anna, remind us all again, what energy or what message does the castle bring?
It is the sanctuary. It is the hatchery for our, energetic potential. It's where we go to heal and remember ourselves and to revisit memories that need to be resolved. And it's, the home. So it can be all kinds of things, but it's very womb like, it's very womb like.
And solid too, though. I mean, at the same time.
Yeah,
Again,
it's a
it's
gravitational element. It can be a real place. It can be
nice.
a hospital. It can be your childhood home. It can be, you know, a place you go, a place that you call home.
And again, I don't think it's a coincidence that it has shown up so many times. And
Mhm.
here it is again, one
Mhm.
more time.
Yeah, it's a very demure kind of card. It's very nurturing kind of card. It's not like in your face like Bluebeard is, but it's so important. It's such an important aspect of ourselves.
Well, and in the box, honestly, you said the word nurturing. And that's one of the things because in this month's box, one of the items that's coming is something very unique and different. It's actually a shell, and its function is to nurture courage.
Mm, mm.
So
Yeah,
to have someone reach within
yeah.
and dig deep
Hmm.
in themselves to bring forth courage for what
Hmm.
to happen next.
Yeah.
Well, a lot to think about and a lot for people if they would jump in. And if you haven't begun the saga, it would be an opportunity to then go back and start from the beginning, potentially.
You can do these boxes anytime.
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we actually encourage you to repeat the boxes during different moon and solar cycles so that it will reveal new aspects around the purpose of the box, you know,
Exactly.
so that you can go further.
So
Mhm.
these boxes will be available even after the time periods are over. Mm.
Yes, yes. We are so thankful that you came and you joined us here today. We invite you to like and to subscribe to the channel so that you don't ever miss out on any of the content we release. And Anna, it has been such a pleasure having you with us today, and we are so thankful that you joined us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure.
Well, we'll see you next time.